Welcome to our podcast. No friends? No problem. You ever notice how movies lie to us? Like, they make it seem like if you don't have a big, loud, hilarious group of friends, you're basically failing at life. Every main character has a quirky best friend, a childhood buddy, a gang that magically shows up at their house uninvited, but somehow always brings pizza. Meanwhile, last time someone showed up at your door uninvited, it was the delivery guy, and even he looked disappointed to see you. You ever sit at home on a Saturday night, scrolling through your phone, realizing you have no plans, and suddenly you're questioning every life choice you've ever made? Like maybe if you were more fun, more outgoing, more whatever, you'd have plans right now. Maybe you'd be at some rooftop party, laughing at a joke that isn't even funny, holding a drink you don't even like, pretending you understand cryptocurrency. But no, you're here. In pajamas you haven't changed out of all day, eating snacks meant for sharing, wondering if talking to yourself counts as socializing. And here's where most people start panicking, because we've been taught that having no friends is a problem. Like a big problem. Like, oh no, what's wrong with me? Kind of problem. But is it? Is it really? Or have we just been tricked into thinking that our worth is measured by the number of people we can text at 2 a.m.? Because let's be real, half the people on your contact list wouldn't even pick up. So let's talk about it. No friends, no problem. Actually, scratch that. No friends? Maybe even better. And before anyone gets dramatic, no, I'm not saying be a hermit or delete everyone from your life and move to a cave. This isn't about hating people. It's about realizing that being alone and being lonely are two completely different things. Think about it. You ever been in a room full of people and still felt like no one really sees you? Like you could disappear mid-sentence, and the conversation would just keep flowing. Like you were never there to begin with? That's loneliness. But being alone? That's something else entirely. Being alone is when you sit in a coffee shop with a book, and instead of feeling awkward, you actually enjoy your own company. It's when you go to the movies solo, buy the big popcorn, and don't have to share. It's when you take yourself out to dinner and eat exactly what you want, without waiting for someone else to be in the mood for the same thing. You ever been in a group where you technically had friends, but the vibe was just off? Like you were included but not really included? Like they'd still hang out even if you weren't there, and you'd find out through Instagram later? That's worse than being alone. That's like paying for a gym membership you never use. It costs you something, but you're not getting anything out of it. So, instead of desperately trying to fit into spaces that don't feel right, what if you got comfortable with you first? No, really. What if, instead of waiting for people to make your life interesting, you became the kind of person who makes life interesting all on your own? You ever meet someone who just radiates confidence? Not in a loud look-at-me way, but in a quiet, unshakable way. Like they don't need constant validation. They don't chase people. They don't force friendships. And somehow that makes people want to be around them even more. That could be you. But first, you have to get over this weird idea that you're incomplete without a social circle. Because let's be honest, half the friendships people have aren't even real friendships. They're just people who happen to be around. Work friends, classmates, that one person you always run into at the gym and make awkward small talk with because now it's too late to pretend. You don't recognize each other, and that's fine. But it doesn't mean you need them. So if you're sitting there thinking, I have no friends, what's wrong with me? Maybe the real question is, do I even want the kind of friendships I see other people having? Because, let's be honest, some of them look exhausting. You ever seen a group of friends try to pick a restaurant? It's like watching an international peace treaty being negotiated. 20 minutes of, I don't care, you pick, followed by another 20 minutes of, ugh, not that place. Or worse, group trips. A week-long vacation with 6 people who all have different definitions of fun? You will come back enemies. Someone's going to complain about the itinerary. Someone's going to disappear at 2 a.m. and not answer their phone. Someone's going to bring their weird diet into every meal discussion. And by the end of it, you'll be wondering why you didn't just go alone. And that's the thing. Most people are so scared of being alone. They'll settle for any kind of companionship, even if it drains them. But what if you flipped the script? What if, instead of treating no friends like some kind of personal failure, you treated it like a reset? Like an opportunity to figure out who you are without the noise. Like a chance to build a life so good, so full, so yours, that when the right people finally do come along, it's not out of desperation. It's out of alignment. Because let me tell you something most people won't. The better you get at enjoying your own company, the more magnetic you become. The people who force friendships, who chase social validation, they're the ones who struggle. But the ones who are genuinely at peace with themselves, who don't need a crowd to feel valuable, they're the ones others want to be around. So the next time you catch yourself thinking, I have no friends, maybe, just maybe, smile. Because that means you're free. Free to build a life that's actually yours. Free to become someone so interesting, so full of their own energy, that when the right people do show up, they're not completing you. They're just adding to what was already great. Thanks for your time. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give it a thumbs up. Also, feel free to share your thoughts or any questions you have in the comments below.